Welcome to today's algebra tutorial by Caz Academy. Today we will be looking at how to factor trinomials when a equals 1. When a equals 1, it makes our equation real simple because we have x squared plus bx plus c. And then when I go to factor this, because I don't have a coefficient in front of my x squared, then I can just take the square root of x squared, which is x. And there you go. We've already solved our first value for this x. So now I need to find my b values and my c value. So the way that I do that is I'm going to factor my c, and I want to factor that into some number which we'll call m and n, where m times n is going to equal c, and m plus n is going to equal b. So then when I do the FOIL method, I see that I have I'm going to do my first terms, which is x times x is x squared. Then when I do I'm going to do my last terms, m and n. When I multiply those together, that's going to give me my c. And then in the middle, I've got a x plus n, and I've got an m plus mx. And when I add those two terms together, that is going to give me my bx. So once again, to review, and then we'll look at a problem with some numbers. When a is 1, and that's this coefficient right here in front of the x squared. When that equals 1, then our problem's relatively easy. We just need to find the factors of c and find which factors break down so that when you multiply those together, they equal c, and when you add them together, they equal b. So let's go ahead and do two problems where we're solving where a equals 1. So we have when a equals 1, we're going to have the formula of x squared plus bx plus c. And in order to get this into our binomial factors, we're going to find the factors of c. So let's look at our first problem. So our first problem is x squared plus 11x plus 24. So when I break that down into a binomial, I'm going to start with my first term. That's going to give me an x and an x. Then I'm going to factor my third term. So that's 24, and that breaks down into the factors of 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8 and 4 and 6. Now I'm looking for a factor that when I multiply it together, it's going to give me my C, and when I add it together, it's going to give me B. And I see that my 3 times 8 is going to do that. So 3 times 8 equals 24. And 3 plus 8 equals 11. And this is what I need is my 11. So that tells me I'm going to put my 3 and my 8 as my constants. And now I'm going to go ahead and double check this to make sure everything multiplies like I expect it to. So first we'll do our first terms. That's going to give me x times x is x squared. Then I'm going to do my outside term, my last one, 3 times 8 is 24. Now I'm going to check my middle numbers. I've got the outside, x times 8 is 8x, and my inner terms, 3 times x is 3x. Then when I add my 8x plus 3x, that's going to give me 11x. So my answer to make this went from x squared 11x plus 24. When I split that into a factor, it's going to be x plus 3 times x plus 8. Okay, let's do another one. We're still working with a equals 1. So let's say I have the problem x squared plus 2x minus 48. Now notice this time I have my signs are opposite. I don't have the same signs. So that means that that's going to change things just slightly. So let's go through and follow the same steps again. So the first one, we're going to look at that first value. I don't have a coefficient because my a is 1. That makes it easy. I'm just going to take the square root. That's going to give me 1x in both of my, for both of my terms. Now I'm going to factor my negative 48. So the factors of a negative 48 are 1 and 48, 2 and 24, 3 and 16, 4 and 12, and 6 and 8. Now I'm looking for two factors here that when I multiply them together, so I already know that when I multiply any of these pairs together, it's going to give me a 48. And I want to know out of which of these, when I add them together, are going to give me a 2. Now you'll notice that because I have a plus and a negative, that means that when I'm looking at these factors, one of those is going to be negative and one of those is going to be positive. Now because I have a positive in my b, that means that that positive number is going to be bigger than the negative. So when I'm choosing my factors to figure out what to add, I'm actually doing a subtraction problem because this is a negative number. So because this is negative, instead of adding these together, I'm going to see when I subtract these two, what is going to give me a positive 2. And I see that if I choose this bottom pair, and let my 6 be negative, then I have my minus 6 plus 8 is going to give me a positive 2, and a minus 6 times 8 is going to give me a negative 48. So that's going to be the factors I'm going to want to choose. I'm going to choose a minus 6 and a positive 8. So now let's go ahead and double check it like we did before. I'm going to take my x's times x's. That's my first. Got my last numbers. Minus 6 times 8. That's a minus 48. Now let's check the middle number. I'm going to do my outer x times 8, and then the inner minus 6x. 8x minus 6x, that's going to give me 2x. And I have my correct equation. So that means that for this problem, my answer, the factors are going to be a minus 6 and a positive 8. So it's going to be, the factors are going to be x minus 6 and x plus 8. And the factors for my first problem are going to be x plus 3 and x plus 8. Okay, so that's how we solve when a equals 1. Thanks for watching. See the links below for additional supports and resources. Be sure to like and subscribe to get the latest videos from Caz Academy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next video.